Hey everybody, this is TS Hawkeye here with another retro toy review, coming straight from my wife's basement. It's a little bit different. I want to talk about a few vehicles today. G.I. Joe's always been my bread and butter. I had 500 figures, I think, from the 82 to the 94 line. I sold them all. I'm still actively collecting the modern figures. So let's get into the figures. First, I'm going to show you the Hiss driver. There are 4 iterations of him, the exact same, just a repaint. But again, Joes are notorious for reusing parts, which is great because a lot of the parts are made really, really well. So, okay. This is the Hiss driver. Looks very similar to his 1983 original counterpart. It's Joe articulation. I'm not going to get into it. I've gone through it. So, this is the Hiss driver. He was single carded. He came with one accessory, much like all the Hiss drivers do. He came with this gun, which is a great accessory. It looks a little big in his hand. His hands don't have the open forefinger. So the trigger, let's see if you can see that. The trigger is always like that. He has a holster. I don't know if you can see the detail on that, but there is a little Cobra thing on there. The Cobra, jeez, I can't remember. Anyway, we know he's Cobra. So let me get the gun in there. It holds really well. It does have a flap to hold the gun in, which is it's a very nice feature to have that. It's the G.I. Joe 25th, 30th, 50th Collectors Club. They really, they did a lot for fans of the line, just to, as kind of, we know you're fans of the line, we're going to give you some cool stuff. So, this is the Hiss driver. He was single carded. This is the Hiss Commander. He actually came with the Cobra Hiss. Exact same articulation, exact same, flap on the belt. Although he's blue and silver. There's the Hiss Commander that did come with the tank. I kind of like the blue and the red. I like that a lot. All right, another iteration of the Hiss driver came with the Ultimate Battle Pack that included a red Hiss tank, the Mobat, Steeler, Destro, Cobra Commander, and Short Fuse. That was Hasbro's kind of feeling out if they could sell a bigger play kind of multi-pack with vehicles. It did come with a trouble bubble too. So, the Cobra Flight Pod that was blue. So we had a blue Cobra Flight Pod, the Mobat tank, and the red Hiss. This is the driver that came with the red Hiss from the mobile, the battle pack. Very similar, few subtle differences. So again, I love the figure. I've always loved the Hiss driver. He just looked, for a guy with a mask, he just looked like he was a badass. He just looked so mean. All right. The fourth iteration of the figure that Hasbro released came with the Hiss Scout, which is just a Hiss driver. He's black, dark blue and black, his costume. Exact same articulation, exact same everything. So, it's let's take one more look at the drivers, and then I will get into the actual Hiss tanks, because the Hiss tank is, for me, it came out in, I think, 83. I'm going by the comics. It's and I loved it. The Hiss driver was never okay. There we go. There are the four drivers comparatively. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to use the single-carded Hiss driver, who originally did come with the Hiss tank. Let's go into the Hiss tank. This is basically exactly the same as the 83 Hiss tank, which is not a problem, because the 83 Hiss tank is probably one of the coolest toys ever. So, the only difference is that used to say 788. Only difference. So, all right. So, we have the turret, which turns. It does. I can pull that out. I'll show you. Oh, maybe. Yeah, see? There's nothing inside there. I remember being younger. Okay, there's what we pull out. The full turret. I remember being younger and having an older kid tell me that's where the troops went. And obviously, troops don't go in there. So, like I said, we have some controls on the turret to fire our Hiss cannons. There's the back. There's pegs on the back. There's two. You can carry two other figures on the back. As I said, I don't know if I said this yet. This is one piece of plastic. So they're molded, and it does have wheels on the bottom. By the way, Hiss stands for High Speed Sentry. So, all right, let's look at the canopy. That is clear plastic. There's some detail in there, just to make it look like metal. Again, the Hiss Commander came with the Hiss tank, but in 83, this driver came with the Hiss tank, and that's usually how it's displayed. So let's put the driver in there. He fits in there really, really well. And I don't know if you can see, he's kind of crooked. Let me fix him. It's going to make a liar of me, because he usually fits in there really, really well, even with the gun in the holster. So, all right. He's in there. Here's the Hiss Commander to fit into the turret. Looks very good. It's and I'm even gonna put the other two drivers on the back just to show you how, it's how many Cobras this can carry. All right. Oh, he kind of fell, but there's the black Hiss driver from the Scout, his commander, single carded Hiss driver. Again, this was one of the iconic vehicles for me when I was a younger man. I loved it. It's I have quite a few of them now. The 25th. As I said, the Ultimate Battle Pack with this driver. The Hiss was molded in red. There's also a blue Hiss from the 25th anniversary. He came with a Cobra Stinger driver in different colors. I didn't dig that out. Only, because this is, I'm sure you can visualize that. Everything's the same other than it's blue. So, here's the Cobra Scout. This was an exclusive. I don't know where. It was a canceled thing. I know we had quite a few Rise of Cobra things canceled in Canada. Okay, it's got rubber. It's got a rubber tread. As you can see, the wheels turn. It's a really nice vehicle. When I get into the 25th POC Hiss, you're going to see this again. Because it actually clips right in and it holds it on the back, which is why it's crazy they canceled it, because it's functional and it's awesome. I'll show you the clips. I don't know if you can see them there, but inside it also has 2 joysticks to drive. The gun turns. It's got a lot of motion. So, and again, this vehicle, which was an exclusive, I don't remember where. It may have been Target exclusive, and at the time, that was before Zellers in Canada, which was basically Canada Target, closed out. We have the Tiger Rat and the Python Conquest, which were Target exclusives as well. I got this, and I got the Cycle at Zellers. So again, that's the black Hiss driver that did come with the Cobra Scout. For the purposes of the review, single carded Hiss, the classic Hiss driver. And he fits in here really, really well. It's and that is the Hiss driver in the Cobra Scout. I love Joe. Joe is my bread and butter. I don't know if I've said that yet. I'm sure I have, but I wish the line would keep going. I wish they would do something. I hope a new movie comes out. We get a lot of excellent figures. So, there's the Hiss review. We've got the Hiss Scout, and the 4 iterations of the Hiss driver. There's a 5th one that does come with the POC Hiss tank. We'll talk about that when we get into that. So, anyway, thank you. Your friendly neighborhood Hawkeye here. Like, subscribe. Big shout out to Retro Toy Review. Retro Gaming. I'm following them now. I've watched all their videos. They're great. All right. Have a good night. Keep on collecting.